This is as far back as my content can go. All these videos were unlisted a long time ago because I didn't want anyone to see how bad my video editing skills were. At this point in time, I had less than 100 subs on my channel, and you could see exactly how skilled I am. I used to play on an Xbox One with my IRL friends on controller. This was before turbo building was even a thing, and people moved around like absolute bots. One funny thing about this game during this time period, no one would like to heal when they were weak because people had no idea how important it was. It's pretty fair to say that majority of people on the map would have no shield. My friend Beast Mode would always play with me at this time, but he was one of my many friends in this video who completely stopped playing the game later on. Here's some of the clips that still make me laugh to this day.
Whatever. Alright, at this point I'm just trying to tell Beast Mode like he's to the left, you know? Alright, we built the wall, so now
it's impossible to carry with you. Like the Cleveland Browns. You can't carry that team. They're trash. Shoot that wood out. Shoot that wood out. Shoot. Give me the scope they are, please. Give me the damn scope they are. Get under this boat. Get under this boat. Don't pop your head out. Yeah, good. Oh my god. Bro, I'm finessing with a damn pistol. And you can't finesse with a scope AR. Can I heal and you guard me for a second? Someone's coming! Get ready. Let's go! We're just gonna chill here for a little bit until the gas comes, because the more we move around, the more choke. Because I'm not confident in your gun skills, because you're trash. You went in the house. Get pop. Yo, you got embarrassed with a magnum. Oh my god, your cheeks. Oh, yo, hit him. He's hurt. Let's go. Yo, you shooting me. What the hell? You just shot me. Help me. 8 seconds.
December 2017, Season 2 was more or so some of the same shenanigans. I had nothing to play with besides absolute trolls starting out on the game. I know for a fact that we can all share a memory of when your teammates would shoot you just to get your gold or purple scarf.
Yo, drop the scar before I shoot you. I'm serious. Drop the scar. How many bandages do you have?
Yo, chill.
I'm messing. Chill. Drop the scar though.
Oh my.
Nah, I'm messing, bro.
Oh my god, what are you?
Let me get this loot real quick, so you can't get this ammo. Jump now. Look. I tell you where to go. I tell you where to jump. When to jump. Like, come on, bro. Come on. You notice? You don't realize. Notice how you say, "Where are we going?" Why? Because I always tell you where we're going. Without me, you're like a stray dog. I hate to tell you.
Somehow, someway, I managed to find us getting a win, and at this time, arena wasn't even a thing. The only thing you could do is just play pubs, so it was way more sweaty than what we see today. Also, because Fortnite wouldn't add bots to pubs until Chapter 2, Season 1.
Nah, oh, shoot. You see this guy? Oh, I'm down.
Get ready to shoot.
Yup. Other guys to the right. Killed him.
Let's go.
This was one of my first wins as a solo, and I felt extremely accomplished to be able to do this by myself.
How is there 2 people left?
Not gonna lie, when I first started playing Fortnite, I was scared to do solos because it was so intense. The craziest time during the season was when people found out that you can rocket ride your teammates. Since it was so new, no one would expect a player to also be on the rocket as it's flying over. This was one of the first times I recorded myself doing it.
Oh my gosh, we pieced it. No, it's not.
Where am I going?
One,
okay.
Just trust me. 1, 2, 3, jump. 2, 1, jump.
Let's go.
Don't work. I'm coming with you. Don't act like I ain't coming with you. Don't work.
I got one.
The other one's right here. I hit him.
Come. Let's go.
Later on in this season, towards the end, my friend Beast Mode and I would be trying to go for kill records. So this was my first personal record of the most kills I got in one match. It was only 18, which was fairly high for the time, but most people would be breaking mid-20s easily. So I definitely still was below the average player at this point, but not by much.
Got one.
You still alive?
Yeah. Bro, I'm at 15 bodies. I just finessed 2 kids.
How many kids left?
Got one down. It's a 1v1.
I swear the edits that I had were kinda cool, but they just needed a little tweaking.
Okay, so just in case you guys don't know how a tournament works.
February of 2018, Season 3. This is where stuff started to get slightly more interesting, not only in the game, but in my channel in general. At the beginning, it was the introduction to all these different type of wagers. I used to play on a website called UMG where you can set up squad matches, but it's actually you and your duo versus the other duo on your team to see who can get the most kills in that match. So it's a kill race. This was by far the most addicting thing on Fortnite at the time, at least for me. This is what early on in Fortnite sparked my motivation to really get good at this game because I wanted to make a little money. So it's actually kind of crazy is this game you're watching right here, one of the highest kill duo games I got around this time. The score at the end of the match was tied 19-19 with 1 player left on the map. All 4 of the people in the squad still alive, and I managed to clutch up the final kill to win us the $10. A lot of build up just for a little amount of money, but at the time I was practically broke. I mean, low-key, I still am.
Healing, come on. We have how much you have? You have 16. You have 19. You have to get every single kill in the game to win. Yeah, we need every single game.
Let's split up. Let's split up.
To win.
Let me know when you find someone.
And then why not cue like the really cringe music? Let's get that going. A1 editor Ken from way back when. Love that.
I'm coming. Oh, there's a bush.
Got one. Knock. Guys.
I got one down.
Joe, they're 330.
Thurston.
They're building.
Yo, got me. Hurt.
Let's go. Did we win? Yo, no way we won.
Season 3 takes the top of the cream for one of my favorite seasons solely because of this game mode. It was just called Blitz mode. So correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but it was exactly like a normal game, but the zones would move 2 times as fast. There was more to it, but I also think that better loot spawned, but it was such an action-packed game mode because if you took a long time to finish a fight, you would just die to the zone so fast. This was where the evolution of KenBeans sprouted. One of my first blow-up videos on YouTube during this time. It was literally just a weekly challenge video where I showed the gas station location so people could do the challenges themselves. No voiceover, no nothing. It's pretty much a shameless excuse for a YouTube video, and everyone was doing it at the time just to grow it into an initial audience. I remember being in high school, waking up before I had to leave for school in the early morning around like 6 o'clock just to get on Fortnite, record this video and post it and then go to class. The second I would walk into school, I would always be checking my YouTube analytics to see how good the video was doing. And if it got 100 more views, I would be so hyped.
If I helped you out, just leave a like, comment, subscribe. It would mean the world.
Eventually, I tried keyboard and mouse on my PS4 Pro, and this is what it looked like at the time. Fortnite was my first keyboard and mouse game, so I pretty much had no familiarity with pressing any binds.
Chill out, boy. Let's go! He tried to rush me.
Later on, towards the end of Season 3, around April of 2018, I had my first blow-up video that got 218,000 views in a week. I gained 350 subs and like 4,700 hours of watch time on my channel. So I was sitting pretty at around 700 subs total, about to get monetized on YouTube. Foreshadow, even though I wouldn't make any money until about 150-ish uploads later.
Nope.
Alright, so I just bought the battle pass. And alright, let's just check out these skins real quick. Real quick, I just want to say that I'm so happy for all the support on my last video, the no skin video. It did really well, but I'm out.
Season 4, May of 2018, where I started my first live stream and when I built my first PC for only $1,400. I remember I made a video about why players should never land at Dusty Divot. This was around the time where my skill and knowledge of the map was kind of improving because I was making videos about certain spots. I had my craziest win with my first ever duo beast mode again, but this time I captured it on my PC.
Bill. Oh yeah, say goodbye.
Box him in the circle!
How, coach? How, coach? Did one down? One died. Oh my gosh, I'm the clutchest player in this game. It's that simple, bro.
During season 4, not sure if you guys remember this, but this was when Thanos was introduced into the game, and I made a video about it. I'm almost 100% sure that I still hold the record for the longest tire bounce in all of Fortnite. It was a cool thing where you become Thanos and you rush to the ground, and I shot myself across the map. Please tell me you remember the time when you put on Thanos and people tried to break the indestructible ice cream truck that took like 1,000 hits in order to do it. It absolutely blew up on YouTube for some reason, all just to grab one normal chest underneath. Fortnite during season 4 was on the brink of blowing up. Then they released shopping carts into the game.
Oh my god, yo, this shopping cart is actually dope as shit. And I'll just pop a fool. Oh, like that? Oh, I got it. What happens if I fall off? Yay!
It seemed like at this time I was getting pretty comfortable fighting people, and I got so excited when they added new stuff like this because it gave me something else to try and learn. Later on, towards the end of the chapter, I knew that I was gonna eventually play full-time on my computer, so I was gonna switch to keyboard and mouse. This was the last time I recorded where I was playing on controller full-time.
They're right there. You gotta clutch it.
Got one?
The kid's on me, on top of this, yeah.
Let me do work. Let me rocket ride myself too. Let me rocket ride myself.
Behind you. I would jump out of there.
Nah, I'm chilling.
Is he trying to trap you? Oh, he was trying to disrespect you, bro.
Oh my god!
I don't know why I put that song at the end of the video. I really don't. I blame Tifu. This is also the time where I tried out meme edits and I found my first friend on the game.
No way, dude. No way. I knew it. Yeah, can you dance like this?
Oh, we have the same.
What? I gotta. Alright, you know what? Watch this. Don't even come in here. Kenny! What are you doing? Why? Why? I literally specifically said, do not come in here and shoot. And what do? You're that bad? You have to fake your stats for YouTube. I get it.
Really?
This is one guy.
Shut up. Oh my god! Stop!
Soon enough, I didn't know at the time, but I would put down the sticks for years, and I started to master my craft on my $10 Logitech keyboard I got from Target and my $40 G602 mouse. Then I started making a few videos where it was literally just me landing tilted, and it was relaxing and chill vibes with my keyboard. Surprise, surprise, it massively flopped, and I still had around 1,000 subs at this point in time.
Hold on, I'm running up on this kid.
I'm a damn god.
Towards the end of this season though, this is what I look like on my first live stream. I started my Twitch channel up literally streaming every day at 7 a.m. for 2 months straight while I was grinding my mechanics and posting videos every 5-ish days. But that wouldn't last for long.
Season 5 Battle Pass, I'm gonna show you all the emotes in under 2 minutes flat.
You are now witnessing the time where I full grinded the game. Creative still wasn't a thing yet, so there wasn't any great places to practice your mechanics besides just straight fighting people. It was at this time where people like Myth, Daquan, they were all insanely good at the game, and I was trying to figure out how I can get to a level like that. I started trying to explain some of the tips I see pros use in random videos that I would post. This was all in the hopes that they would just randomly blow up with no thought. Yet again, getting sent to another dungeon where nothing worked on my YouTube channel. For some reason, this time, Season 5, July 12th, 2018, the thing that resonates the most in my brain is the John Wick era. There were so many people making crazy montages and stuff with this skin, so I was just trying to hop on any wave I could, and this is what you're kind of seeing right now.
Oh my god, he's hurt.
I hit him. He's white.
Let's go.
September of 2018, then this season came out, Season 6, The Rock Bottom. Now this might surprise you with this stat, but this was my longest break ever from the game 2 weeks without playing any Fortnite. To this day, I don't think I've gone more than 4 days without playing at least something on the game. I had practically zero growth on any of my videos, so I told myself that I would just give up. I hopped on earlier this one day and got into a game with Cloaksy, and at the time, that was pretty huge. It was definitely the cringiest interaction looking back on. He ended up following my channel, so from that day on, I got extremely motivated to keep it going. For some reason, I just kept thinking that maybe there was a light at the end of the tunnel. December of 2018, on the verge of the best season ever with Stretch Res and the competitive grinder. This was when Arena was added to the game and the announcement of tournaments that you can play from home. I found this random video where you could see my skill level at the time. I called it the Master of Tilted. Disclaimer, I was hyping myself up a lot. This is when Nick Merckx was owning Tilted, and here is some of the gameplay I had with my duo earlier in the video, Beast Mode. This was also the time of the craziest bug in the game where I had a glitch and I can see through all my builds. It was by far the funnest game I ever played because it was just straight cheats. We're at the end of 2018 here. This was early that December where I was showing off my building, my edits, and just my mechs in general. At the time, I remember I showed this exact video to like a bunch of kids I was coaching in basketball, and they were freaking out how good I was. It was cool for the time, but looking back at this now, I was such a drone. I don't even know how those kids reacted to it. The start of the new year, 2019, brought along Season 8. Grinding the game at this point was extremely easy because I felt like there was something to actually play for. For the first time in a while, it felt really different to play Fortnite because I was so motivated to get better. Siphon was in pubs, and around this time I was grinding solo squads so I can have a better challenge. Here you could see some of that going on in the background, the spaz, glider redeploy. Life was good. Then came my first tournament ever recorded. This was World Cup solos, but semifinals. So it was literally just a Saturday, you play, if you qual, then you make it to Sunday. I'm not even gonna mention how bad I am, but holy God, am I awful in this. I had zero zone awareness, zero mat awareness, just absolutely no game sense. To think I was ahead of the average player at this time is ridiculous. Players just run around like chickens with no idea about what's going on. Crazy enough, I made it to finals. So this is actually where I made my first and only earnings up to today's date. $150 for 770th place on the leaderboard. Then, you know, I got hit with the New York tax, and now we're down to $130. This is my best game from this time, and I got only 23 points in the whole tournament. Now, the extreme wild thing is that OwlFN kills me at the very end of this run here, and later on in chapter 3 is where I started playing with him and we became friends. Such a small world because at this time we had no clue who each other were. Not only was Season 8 World Cup solos, but here is the week 1 duo tournament for it too. Around this time, I had to find a completely new duo because my old friend from the beginning of the video never had the motivation to play anymore. I ended up meeting arguably one of the most important people when it comes to Fortnite. His name was Wise Dynamic. This kid randomly found my stream and literally begged me to play duo arena so he can get the champions division. So of course I carried him in the World Cup. More on him later. So pretty much 2 years into Fortnite and none of my IRL friends play with me anymore. Let me know what season that happened with you because I'm kind of curious if I had some grinder friends. In May of 2019, at the start of season 9, I set my quote unquote highest amount of kills in one game. They had this really unique game mode where you had 3 lives and a set loadout, but in a normal game. The goal was to kill people, collect their coins, and kill the coin leader. And what made this even more crazy was the person with the most coins was hard pinged on the minimap so that everyone would try and kill you because they know exactly where you are. I think this was the closest thing to late game arena in chapter 1. Definitely the most action-packed game mode released since the game came out, and I managed to get 27 kills in it and the win, wearing one of the sweatiest skins at the time.
That's the number 2.
August of 2019, we're a little more than halfway through the year. We have reached Season X, and at this point I was still doing the same thing, same posting random crap videos, same streaming with no mission while doing it. I barely had a Twitch presence, and I definitely did not have a YouTube one. But I will say I was grinding the game and really trying to get better in hopes that I can make something out of these tournaments. There was so much money being thrown around at this time, especially with the World Cup. I would almost have felt left out if I never even tried. So I released a bunch of highlight type of montages, which is a shameless excuse for clips thrown together with no editing and just music tossed on top of it. I played and recorded a trio cash cup, and this was definitely my highest points ever that I got in one tournament. Season 10 was coming to an end, and this random guy made me a Fortnite recap from the clips he got from my stream at the time. Shows a little bit of my skill, but I have to say, with this season behind me now, I was heavily just mid. My mechs were definitely decent, and you can tell that I practiced the game a lot compared to the other people around this time, but I just flopped over and over in every single event I played. But that was soon to change in Chapter 2. October 2019, Chapter 2 was released. This was the first set of tip videos that actually gained traction. This is when I made the business decision to not only teach people how to do moves on the game, but also learn the freaking move myself so that people will understand I know what I'm talking about. This was the video where someone commented, "How are you going to teach us how to triple edit when you can't even do it more than 2 times in a row?" And that just made me think, wow, this guy is completely right. Next season was my first FNCS with that dynamics kit. Long story short, we both thought we were the shit when it came to playing Fortnite, so we paired up and just flop. Never made it to any sort of earnings, but the friendship I made with Dynamics literally paved the way for me to take a serious step in my editing and designing, because he taught me almost everything I know about Photoshop and Premiere. For some reason on God's green earth, I got randomly paired with the same kid who went to high school and was doing all the designing for his school, and I got lucky enough to have him teach me most of the stuff that he knows. So that time spent grinding wasn't really for nothing. It was almost like a blessing in disguise. It's really funny how things work out when I put it like that, and when he listens to this, I bet he's gonna be laughing. June of 2020 was really the most interesting season because they introduced a new shotgun, which was the Charge. Here's the time where I gave myself one last try to try and make something out of competitive. At this point, I had a few videos pick up, and I was thinking to myself, maybe I could just grind YouTube and make more use out of my time than playing comp for 3 hours just to get back to square one again. The background now was the way that I taught people to use the Charge shotgun, but I think I speak for most when I say that this gun really wasn't that much of a game changer when everyone got used to it. Season 4 was a big grind for me, but little did I know this was only the start. I was banging out tip videos left and right. I'm talking every 2 to 3 days, posting anything and everything under the sun. Almost desperately trying to reach out and get stuff to click before I graduated college, so that way I didn't have to get a different job. Around this time, this is where I thought about YouTube in a completely different light. Season 5, December of 2020 was when reality was starting to kick in for me. I was full grinding my major, my minor, Twitch, and YouTube, and trying to get better at Fortnite. It was almost seen as mission impossible in my eyes until the day I sat down and thought of remaking the one and only tip video on all of Fortnite that absolutely blew up. It was made by this couple's YouTube channel where they do tips and tricks, but they would each talk about different ones. I started out small. I only made like 450 tip videos, and all those did well. I then made the first video that blew up on my channel, all from the hard work that I put into it, my 1 of 800 tip videos. This is where I started pulling really stable numbers on YouTube, and around this time I think that I got around 100,000 subscribers, mostly thanks to the traction of that one initial video. But this is where stuff started getting interesting. In season 6, I felt way more accomplished, and this helped my mental a huge amount. For the first time since the 200 videos I've uploaded, I had a grasp on the content I was uploading. So I decided to completely shred apart my gameplay as a solo and heavily focus on the things I do wrong. With that, I made my first successful series, Don't Make This Edit, Make This Instead. I made 10 episodes, and they helped me hit 140 to 150,000 subs. Sadly, this came at a cost. Season 7, June 2021, I quit competitive. I announced in a video the reasons why I didn't think it was worth for me to do anymore. I didn't know when I was returning, but I said that I was hard posting tips and tricks until I gained more of an audience and more subs so that I can really go full time like I wanted. Prior to this season, I just graduated about 8 weeks ago, so I told myself that there is no more playing around. So that's what I did, and it was working good. In season 8, midway through 2021, I pretty much catapulted my way into a crap ton of more successful videos. The first of that being a new series that I made, The Most Common Mistakes. This was also a massive help not only to my audience, but to me as a player trying to get better at the game, because that was still the goal I had in mind. I made yet again another 100 tips and tricks video that is still the most successful one on my channel, the 100 tips for arena video. Somewhere around this time, I randomly DM'd Jiven on Twitter, and we became friends. Then I started coaching him in solo cash cups just for the fun of it, and this is what made me wanting to start compete again. At the beginning of December in 2021, this is when Fortnite released Chapter 3, which was a game changer and brought back a lot of hype to it. With this in mind, I started a completely new grind on the joystick input. It took around 3 months to really get better than I previously was on my old keybinds, and at this point in the game, I feel like my mechanics were already way above most, and the only thing holding me back was my mouse control. So for the first time in like 4 years, I started to grind aim trainers like Kovacs. This is when my content started to get, in my opinion, a whole lot better. What 7,069 hours of Fortnite looks like. In season 2, I made this video, and just watching this back, I realized how crappy my mouse control was when I first started getting on keyboard and mouse. Later on, I also made a 6-month progression video on the joystick. And to be honest, things were looking pretty good with all the hours I put into the game at this point. Not gonna lie, my mechs were looking good, but I was still unhappy with how I was performing in tournaments. After an insanely long break from comp, I played this FNCS right here where I gained like 6k PR from it. It was kind of a lot considering I barely had any PR going into it, but this is where I was feeling really confident with my skills as a player. So much so that I ended up changing my duo to the best one that I had yet. Jiven and I started playing together, and we made our first final lobbies in literally such a long time. This was a huge W, which gave us a lot of confidence. To top it all off, we ended this season with a crazy clutch in semifinals in FNCS.
Dying. Everyone's playing so passive.
There's more. Behind. Go.
Oh my god. Move those old legs. Go. Nice. Nice. Oh my god, go. Oh my god, go!
Breaking.
He died to Storm. No, Cypher. That's right. Jiven's got this. Come on, Jiven. Oh my god, Jiven, survive. 97. Let's go. He's so gassed, bro. Yeah. 99. They did it. They did it. He's so happy. I love it. Bro, Ken's face then was so
crazy to think all the way back to the beginning of the video, my mechs were complete and utter trash. I mean, literally just so dog. No understanding of what to do in any sort of stacked game to now this. In the last season of Chapter 3, I had Cease coach me in a West Solo Cash Cup, and I got my highest placement I ever got in one of these before, 198th place. Keep in mind, top 100 was qual, but for me to reach this high was really just something crazy that I never thought would happen before. Every time I played Cash Cups, no matter what I would do, it would just go so downhill so fast. The whole thing was done in this video. Now we hit today, this month of December 2022, the start of Chapter 4. Still no earnings 5 years gone by. But I have to say, with the way we've improved over the years, it's a matter of time before we break the streak. Looking back on this video from start to finish, this was the most insane progression. If you want to see a part 2 someday, drop a like. Consider subscribing, because most people who watch my vids aren't even subbed. And one last thing, if you like the video, like the damn video. It's been your man Ken, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.